Hello, all my Sagittarians. Welcome to your monthly for the month of February, and we're going to be zeroing in on the sacral chakra this month. Last month we started off with the root chakra, and we're going to cover all 7 of the most popular chakras for the first 7 months, and then we'll move on to the other chakras at the for the remainder of the year. So the sacral chakra is known to be like the seat of your creativity. So one of the things we'll look at, possibly if the creator wants to discuss it, is how you can release your creative energy during the month of February. One of the other things where the root chakra focuses in on like our relationship with ourselves, with like groups and tribes and like the world, the sacral chakra is how we interact one-on-one with individuals. It's one of the other things that we will look into is where can we transform our one-on-one relationships. We're going to start off with pulling a card here from a deck I'm working on with the creator, and it actually has 7 stacks, one for each of the regular chakras, and this of course is orange, and this is the sacral chakra. So this is what we'll start off just seeing what the creator wants you to know about your creativity and or your one-on-one relationships. So let's give these a little mix up here. Let's see, for our Sagittarians, what would you like them to know about their creativity and or their personal relationships? And it's going to be that one right there. And you have pain in the whatever it is you're feeling pain. And then, of course, the creator has here embrace is how we transform our pain into like energies more aligned with unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. So this pain has to do with our one-on-one relationships, really. The pain that it zeroes in here, and I keep on saying zeroing in for some reason, but this is about when we experience any kind of pain in our lives, when we have a belief that we're not supposed to be, supposed to be in pain, what that does for us is it has us drag through as we're holding on the entire way, and it takes us longer to get through that painful experience, to transform that pain or just to really finish that cycle of that pain. And so the embrace is about embracing and understanding instead of resisting the pain in our life. When we embrace it and understand that it's happening for us for some reason, then we can look through that and we can process through those pains in a more fast way than if we were to resist it the entire way and drag our way. If you ever have seen those movies where people are trying to drag someone out and they're like holding onto the door frame and then grabbing onto this and grabbing onto that, it's like, yeah, it's even more of a struggle. It creates more pain when we're doing that. So there is this reflection into the pain that we have in our lives in regards to one-on-one relationships. So we'll dig more in here, of course. What I do also for our monthlies is I take a tarot deck and I split out the major arcana from the 4 suits of the minor arcana, and the major arcana represent like this card, what the creator wants you to know overall about this month of February. And it looks like its creativity can still show its head here on how to express creativity, because a lot of times when we're focusing all our energy on our pain, our creative juices are stagnant and kind of held back as well. So we'll see. What else do you want our Sagittarians to know about their February, please? What else would you like them to know? Okay. And you got the Wheel of Fortune. So as I mentioned in here about life happening for you and not happening to you, this is going to blow your mind, because this is what this card is all about: endings and new beginnings, to this transformation that's going to be happening. Because the story that Spirit gave me around the Wheel of Fortune is they showed me, like, before we came down here, you know, our soul chose, like, this is the avatar that's going to represent me. You know, this is my little human, this is the character, but our actor behind the character is our spirit, our powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And it came down here to experience these things. So it's like, this is what's going to represent me, what I'm going to walk around in. This is when I'm coming down, and this is when I'm leaving the game. And here's all the fated events that I want to experience as I go through life. But, you know, this pain that happens has been on purpose, for a purpose. But within each of those fated events, we still get to choose what story we apply to that situation. And we get to choose what emotion we're going to feel as we go through that situation. And I know sometimes it doesn't feel like that we're choosing emotions or choosing the story we put around, you know, something, but it's because we were taught this popular opinion when we were young that when this happens, this is how you're supposed to feel. When this happens, this is what it's supposed to mean. Supposed to use, right? And because it was reinforced over and over and over again, it became our habit, and then it became our reaction. So when something happens, boom, this is what we think it means, boom, this is how we feel. And if you slow down time, we could see the moment that we make a decision of that popular opinion. And it's great because what this teaches us, this beautiful message, is that life is not this out of control drama train that's about to jump the tracks and blow up in a gorge. It's more like these trains that are connected to the tracks, like a monorail. You know, it's connected. It's not going to fly off. It has its smooth movement, has all its programmed stops. And that's what this is all telling you, is that life happens for you. It doesn't happen to you. And so it transforms us from this place of victimhood and suffering to this place of like a victor, because we see life happens specifically for us. And so that helps us transform our pain, and it allows us to embrace what is happening to us, knowing that we've asked for this to happen in our lives, and it's for a reason. Even though our human mind may not be able to comprehend it at this point, it is happening for a reason. So this is beautiful too, because again, endings and new beginnings. As this wheel turns, it means something is about to change in your life regarding these situations, these one-on-one painful situations. And we're going to, of course, dig into these 4 suits of the minor arcana, and they represent the 4 different areas of our life. So because we're going to start off here with the staves, or staves is what it's called in this deck, but it's more popularly known as wands in the standard tarot. This is the fire element, represents your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, your passion. Also represents your spiritual energy. So for this reading, this represents what the creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure during the month of February. So creator for our Sagittarians. Okay. Really? Okay. So they want you to have 3 here. You've got the Page of Staves, or the Page of Wands. This is all about new energies coming in, which makes sense with this endings and new beginnings. All this energy that you've been investing in your pain and maintaining all of that with this transformation, it turns like the frown upside down. It's the energy that you were investing in growing your pains, because whatever you focus on grows. So whatever you were focusing on before, when you change it, you start focusing on gratitude, focus on things that are in your life that you want to grow, or things that aren't in your life that you want to grow. You focus on those things, and this is that new change coming. Also, pages are known, they were the messengers of the olden times. They hear ye. And so this also represents messages from spirit. So during the month of February, there are going to be messages coming from the outside world, coming into your brain, coming into your heart, your emotions, just from all over the place. And if you pay attention, if you purposely raise your vibration to one of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, rather than in the chaotic, noisy world of fear, then you can hear very distinctly and clearly from the spiritual realm. And then you have the Four of Staves or the Four of Wands. And this is usually, they'll have like some sort of celebration, like a tent. It is about celebrating the moments as you go, not looking that I can be happy when in the future this happens, because that'll never happen. There'll always be something else that needs to happen for you to be happy. And if you think of the number fours as like a table with four strong legs, it's a very strong foundation. And so this energy is coming in here too, that it's talking about having this strong, energetic stability that comes in with this transformation that's happening here. So you're really seeing things from this more stable, energetic place. You're not going to feel like your energy is flying all over the place as you embrace this higher truth about life happening for you and not to you. Yep, because here's the Nine of Staves, or the Nine of Wands. See all that energy coming at you, all that chaos, all that's what you're moving from in this situation here. So I kind of want to put this 9 like right next to here instead of up here with these. So they're like showing you that this is the chaos, this is all that energy that's being invested, and you are having this beautiful discovery here though, because obviously you're moving into this new energy that's coming in. We also are going to pull a card here from the I Am Everything deck, and this is just going to be what else the Creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure during February. All right, so what else do you want our Sagittarians to know? Actually, that's the one right there. And you have, I am worry-free. There we go. I release worry over things I cannot control. Instead, I choose to focus on things that are pleasing to me. When I release worry, I allow room for solutions to enter my life. I am worry-free. So everything I just talked about, right? Focusing on the things that you do want in your life, not focusing on the things outside of your control and the things you don't want in your life. And so this transformation allows you to release all that energy you've been investing into things that are outside of your control, because so much of life in the external world is outside of our control. But the one thing that we are in control of, like we talked about here, is within each moment, you get to choose what story you apply to any situation, what emotion you are going to feel about any situation. And what that does is it takes away a lot of our fear of the future, because we fear the future when we feel it's outside of our control of how we feel about a situation or what it means, right? Because we don't know what's coming next. What is that going to mean? What is that going to, make me feel like? What's going to happen? But when you realize that you get to choose it, then you don't care what happens, because no matter what happens, I get to choose that it means amazing things and that I'm going to feel amazing about it, regardless of whatever it is. Oh, but you're not supposed to feel that way, or that's not what that's supposed to mean. Yeah, well, hey, welcome to the new world, Buttercup. I get to choose. I have the power. So I love that. So where this was the fire energy, we're going to move into the earth energy, which is the pentacles, or in this deck, it's called coins. And this is going to represent what the physical world is going on during the month of February. So that's everyone on the stage with you, all the props, your body, just all the physical world. So we'll see here what Creator wants all of you Sagittarians to know about your physical world in the month of February. Okay, and you got 2 there. And your first one is the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins, all the other knights and the other 3 suits are very fast acting, because it's your drive, it's your mental thoughts, and it's your emotions. So the internal world, boom, 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 things happen very fast there. But in the outside world, there are seasons, and there takes time for things to unfold, right? So this is basically telling you that the world changes from the inside out, not the outside in. So this is just kind of telling you just to be patient with the outside world. It's going to take time for it to catch up with you, and that's okay. There is movement. It's just slow, methodical, seasonal movement, okay? And then, but you have the Page of Coins. So again, this is messages coming from spirit in the outside world, but also new opportunities arising. With this changes that you're going through here, with this ending and this new beginning, this new perspective that you're having, this new stable energy, this new focus of how you're focusing your energy, instead of you seeing life so narrow and that things, all those supposed to's we talked about, keep you, this very thin line, as that expands, you're going to see answers and new possibilities and new opportunities coming where you didn't see them before. So it's really opening up your physical world in ways that you had not anticipated, which is awesome news. We're also going to pull a card here from the Earth Magic Oracle. This will just be what else the Creator wants you to know. That's your physical world. All right, what else would you like your Sagittarians to know? Okay, it's this one right here. Okay, you get 2. And you've got Tsunami, Wake Up Call, Rain, you can hear the tsunami warning, and then you have Release. So Autumn Equinox, Release, like the seasons we talked about, it's time for things to fall away, right? This new ending to new beginning. So that Wake Up Call, they don't want me to read that one. We're only going to read the Autumn Equinox Release one. But they're saying the Wake Up Call is that you have been putting off this release, right? You've been so consumed and drawn into your pain that it just has been getting more and more and more and more and more and more. And this tsunami is like, it's a huge wave of emotion now. And this is your wake up call. It's like, it's like a little in the face. It's a little tap, 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 tap when someone's panicking, when someone's like so involved in it. It reminds me of a friend of mine that didn't even realize it, but I was talking about work and I was like, rah, 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 rah. And right in the middle of it all, he just goes, can we stop? Because I think this drama train is out of control and we're going to wreck. And that was this wake-up call. It was like kind of a little slap in the face to like, I didn't even realize that I had been so emotionally, and I was so into it and so overwhelmed by it, I couldn't even see it. And so it took this wake-up call from them. And I love it because I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that I was like, on this runaway drama train that I had, right? And I'm really not on a runaway drama train with this message, right? But I felt like it. But that wake-up call is what helped. And then this autumn equinox with release says, in many areas of the world, deciduous trees prepare for the winter and conserve their energy by contracting their life force. That is, they release their leaves, which have required the rays of the sun and nourishment from the earth in order to maintain robust growth and appearance. It's not a decision the trees make, at least not in the usual sense. Instead, it's a natural response to the decreasing cycle of light that sets up the gradual and steady release of the tree's leaves. How remarkable it is that these trees, and for that matter, all of Earth's mother's children, simply know what to do with the changes in climate. Although this seasonal shift appears to be a death of sorts, endings and new beginnings, it's only a preparation for the next cycle of life, one that will naturally follow the more extreme contraction of winter as an aspect of the life, death, rebirth cycle that we find represented in so many ways. And the message that comes with this card because that was all about the autumn equinox. It says, now is the time to let anything in your life fall away that is no longer useful or needed for the emerging expression of who you are. Allow yourself to gradually shed what has become burdensome and no longer congruent with your soul's purpose. Conserve your energy by allowing yourself more rest while at the same time making preparations for the winter season. Look especially at your material possessions and be brutally honest with yourself as you discern which of these can be given away or somehow released. And that's hilarious because this is all about the physical world here. Consider shedding relationships that have served their purpose and are no longer viable, as well as work or a job that has become devoid of interest and passion. With release comes a sense of being much lighter. Just like the trees that openly bare their nakedness once their leaves have departed and give room for whatever new life is ready to birth following a period of quiet and gestation. So let go of whatever has outlived its purposefulness and trust that something else will take its place. And that is great because that does tell you that this, like we talk about, this happened on purpose, for a purpose, these fated events. But when you are ready for the next, things will fall away if you'll allow them to fall away, and it makes room for your new experiences. And this definitely, with this Wheel of Fortune, this endings and new beginnings for February. So you are ready to let those things go. And then we move into the Sword suit, which is the air element. And this is the, like your mind. So it's your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, and it'll be what the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during the month. It is, I don't know if I mentioned, it's the Sword suit. So for our Sagittarians, what would you like them to know about their mental adventure during February? And you got the Two of Swords. And this is great because this means that there's this awareness that there's two sides that you make decisions with. And usually they'll have like showing someone with a blindfold, and then there's like a moon. And what that represents is the two sides of you. You have your human side, the one that is ruled by fight or flight, the one that is experiencing all the shadow emotions of fear. And so if we make decisions based on that, then we kind of loop around in this beautiful adventure of pain and suffering. But the other is our higher self, like we talked about, you know, with the two sides of us with this Wheel of Fortune, the character and the actor behind the character. And you can connect to that higher spiritual knowledge, that capital T truth, to your higher self and see things from a different perspective. And that allows you to make decisions not based on this human fight or flight and all the supposed to be's and what I call the small t truths. It allows you to see things from those capital T truths, things from this higher perspective, and then you can make decisions differently in your life. So it's this call to trust your intuition, trust your gut, connect to the other side, you know, listen to these messages that you're going to be getting from the spiritual world, and they don't mess with your free will. So if you want to just totally go at it alone and not ask them for assistance, you can, and we'll experience a lot of this type of, you know, experiences in our life. And it's okay. Don't judge yourself for it, because you really do come here to experience this, experiencing the opposites of who we are, so we can more fully understand our higher self. But you definitely have this ability to ask them of your own free will to meddle in your life, because they'll respect your free will and not meddle, but that doesn't mean that you can't ask of your own free will for signs and answers and synchronicities and that. And if it doesn't mess with our fated events that we wanted to experience, they will give you answers and give you direction and help you out if you just ask. So I love that this popped up here for you. We're also going to pull a card here from the numerology guidance cards to see what else. the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during February. All right, so what else for our Sagittarians' mental adventure, please? Okay, that's the one right there. Yeah. You got the environment card here. So it really has to do with your physical environment, but your mental environment, just your everything you're surrounding yourself with. It is a power number 44. So that is bringing you some powerful energy. And so this says this card indicates a time to focus on environmental awareness by educating yourself about what's going on behind the scenes. Honor Mother Earth as a living, breathing entity and recognize that we are privileged to be here as her guests. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to dig deep and look beyond the surface to question whether your personal and political decisions are in the best interest of planet Earth. A great place to start is by watching a documentary called Thrive, or by visiting the www.thrivemovement.com. This card also encourages you to recycle and to use environmental friendly products where you can. Perhaps you could explore organic foods or try growing your own fruits and vegetables. The more aware and self-sufficient you become, the more control you have over your health and what you put into your body. So that could be kind of referring a little bit to these beliefs around your pain and suffering too, right? So by doing your part to raise public awareness, you inspire others to do the same. Educate your children and family members as well as your friends. And when we realize that we're all in this together, we can make a significant change. By recognizing and appreciating your connection to nature, the animal kingdom, and Mother Earth, you align yourself with Source, the Creator, and the essence of your soul. And the affirmation for this card is, I show respect for Mother Earth and align myself with Source, or the Creator. So I love that message, because that definitely, helps everyone. The more we're aware on how we're impacting our physical environment. But I really feel this message goes beyond that too, because it's all about what you're surrounding yourself with. What kind of environment are you creating for yourself spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally is what we'll look at next. And that you control that environment. Like we talked about, the things that are outside of your control. This is about making these decisions based on what you want. And really, they just keep saying it over and over, being aware of the environment that you're creating for yourself. Okay. And then lastly, we will move into the water element, which is the cups, which, like we said, is about your emotional adventure. So let's see what the Creator wants you to know about your emotional adventure in the month of February. Okay. So you have two cards here. One, you have the King of Cups, and the other, you have the Ten of Cups. So both of these are all about massive, massive emotional abundance, feeling emotionally fulfilled and overflowing. And the King of Cups here is the highest emotion that you can feel, which would be the essence of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things, because he carries this chalice, the Holy Grail, and what that is the vessel that holds the living waters. It's the essence. A lot of times they'll call the King of Cups here like the Christ consciousness or Christ love card, because it's the highest love. It's unconditional love. And so it's really, connecting to the higher realms, understanding what it is that you are truly made out of. I mean, all this journey that you have, you're moving from this place of feeling just the suffering and feeling this emptiness and this heartache and this physical ache and this mental ache, all of that, to this wonderful place of overflowingness where you just feel like, I just feel love. I feel unconditionally loved. I feel that I am unconditional love, and you fill up and you give that unconditional love to the world, and you see that the world is made of unconditional love. So your emotional journey just totally makes this huge transformation because of everything that you're going through here. All these awarenesses, these messages that you're getting, this capital T truth. When you realize life is happening for you, this is how you feel. You're like, wow. So, when whatever's meant for me will not pass me by, and whatever does, is fated to be in my life is going to happen. And I look at it in a completely different way, right? And then the last card we're going to pull here is from the Starseed Oracle. And it can still be about your emotional journey during the month of February, but because it's the last card for this reading, it's also going to be a wild card, so it can be whatever else the creator wants you to know about your February. All right, what is your final message for our... Okay, they want that one right there. Yep, your life is a canvas. There you are. What does it say there? It says artist, manifestation, creative accountability. So what environment are you creating for yourself? Your life is your canvas. So that is right up the same alley there. There it is. Okay. Yeah, you're the artist of your life. And your life is a canvas. Take responsibility for your ability to create. Earth is known as a planet of manifestation. Your present moment is based on your past thoughts and beliefs. Your current thoughts determine your future. What kind of life do you want to create for the future? What are you being called to create? Reconnect with your manifesting power and align your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions with the vibration that matches them. Like we're talking about here, right? Where you focus your energy is what grows. It's never too late to start, and no experience is required. All you need is an open heart and mind and consistent daily action. If you're not sure what you'd like to create, start instead with a feeling of deep gratitude for all that's good in your life right now, right? This is basically the attitude of gratitude. State out loud what you're most thankful for. Look for the good in your life, and one thing will be certain. You'll find yourself attracting more and more good experiences into your world. This card is inviting you to see your entire life as a canvas, and the picture is completely up to you. Color it with your thoughts and your feelings. Create the life that you most long to live. You may also be called to be more creative in your everyday life. What have you been called to create? How can you express yourself more creatively? And the Starseed Soul Inquiry question is, what are you being called to create in your life? So there we go. We end with the creativity. We started off with all the emotional one-on-one relationship stuff, but boom, they zeroed out with the creativity piece. And this is fabulous because it is about where you're focusing your energy. If you're focusing your energy on all this, this is what is growing. And then it's saying, what are you going to then focus your energy on? And that's what's going to make this transformation happen. Because once you decide what you want to create in your life and you start focusing energy on that instead of that, that's where this big wheel of fortune changes. This is where the wheel switches and it's going to bring in these new things as the old things pass away. It's making room for this new stuff coming in, creating this environment, creating the canvas that you want. So love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to leave the reading there. I do want to let you know, in addition to these monthly readings, I also do weekly energy element updates by each of the elements, like fire signs, water signs, etc. And I also do like new moon, full moon readings, and a variety of other readings. So if you want to get notified when those come out, if you give this video a like and then click the subscribe button and then also the notification bell, what that does is it allows you to go to the settings to set it to where you're notified immediately when they become available. It also allows you to share the love by doing all of that, liking and subscribing. That does help the YouTube algorithm recommend this video to others. And so in that way, you can also help share the love. So if you want to do any of that, I, of course, greatly appreciate it, but there's never any pressure to do so. All right, my Sagittarians, just know as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing February. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but until then, you take care.